In this video, we're going to take our crosstab and transform it into something that's a little bit more visually intuitive, and that is a heat map. So we're going to take the values from this table and we're going to put them in and add some color that help to convey information to the user. So I'm going to duplicate my crosstab page here by right-clicking, and instead of duplicating it as a crosstab again, I'm just going to duplicate it. This will give us the same exact view. Everything is in the same space in all of our cards. And I'm going to change here by double clicking. This, instead of crosstab, is going to be heat map. Now, for a table, if we go back over here to the marks card, we have this automatic piece, and we see this little T in the box, which obviously stands for text. If I drop this down, though, I have other options for displaying marks within this table. And in this case here, I'm going to use a circle to convey the information as a heat map. And when I click on that here, I get it replaced with just a circle that's here. And if I mouse over, the tooltip shows me the value, but it visually isn't conveying anything to the user. So I want to make a few changes here. One is I'm going to make these rows a little bit taller, actually make them twice as tall again. And to convey some of the visual information to the user, I'm going to add in school performance grade as a color. So again, I'm just going to click on school performance grade, drag that over as a color. It's going to default to a set of colors that don't necessarily convey the information easily. So if you recall, we can edit the colors just by clicking on this drop down, editing the colors. I'm going to shift to the Tableau 20 palette. It gives me a few more options for colors. And just like we did in the first session, I'm going to change my A to darker green, B to lighter green, C to yellow, D to orange, and F to red. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And now I have circles that correspond to each of those letter grades. Now, I have lost a little bit of information that I had from the crosstab, and that was the actual underlying school performance grade score associated with each subgroup at each school. So I can bring that back very easily simply by adding a label. Notice here I have the school performance grade score already showing up with a text icon next to it. And so by selecting Show Mark Labels, it's going to automatically pop up for me here. Now, this looks a little bit strange. It almost looks like the circles are too small for what we're trying to convey. We can very easily fix this here by changing the size. So if I click on size, I can make my circles a little bit bigger. And if you notice here, Tableau is automatically going to adjust the color of the text to be the most readable. So on some of these lighter colored backgrounds, it's going to keep the text as black. But on some of the darker colors, it's going to change it to white. And that's just one of the many features that automatically are built in to make things a little bit easier for the user with Tableau. Finally here, I want to make this look just a little bit more finished. I want to add a border around my circles. And if you recall here, I can do that easily by going over to color and selecting a border. And I'm going to go with a medium dark gray border. And that just makes things look a little bit more finished as I look across here. One other thing that I'd like to change is that all of my text down in the visual is bolded, but my title is not, and it looks a little bit strange, and it really draws the eye away from the title. So to edit the title, it's very simple. I'm going to double click on it, highlight everything, and just turn it to bold. And when I click OK there, now I have a bolded title with everything else. So in about 4 minutes, we were able to transform a crosstab to a heat map. And depending on what your application is, this may be more appropriate, or in others, a crosstab may be more appropriate. But again, it's very easy once we've built the underlying structure to duplicate pages and turn them into new visuals.